how you're doing. You're all right. It's a pleasure to be here. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
It's a long time no see.
Yeah.
So, and a lot's happened in your life since we last met.
A lot has happened. Well, certainly a past year. But so welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much.
This is where I live my life. So this is an ever-changing room of sometimes chaos and sometimes bare. So at the moment we've got 4 mannequins and probably about 3 half-done projects on them. So sometimes when the mannequins are naked, it's taking in orders time.
Right.
And then for the weeks after that, it gets messier and messier and messier, more and more chaotic, and then eventually they'll be done outfits.
The creations are left.
And then I have to say goodbye to them, and out they go, and I go goodbye.
Oh, so what's inspiring you at the moment?
Well, I'm working on a panto at the moment. I'm doing the costumes for a panto at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern Theatre in London.
Oh,
and it's an adaptation.
Good word.
Thank you. It's quite difficult to say that on coffee. Of Cinderella, and it's called Slipped, and it's about the bit in between the ball and the Prince and Cinderella getting married. So it's about that period specifically. And what's really fun about it is that they are doing Cinderella's a boy. So he's a boy when he's in his rags, and he basically goes to the ball in drag, which I really like. So that's fun. So Cinderella the boy is very, very cute. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. The Ugly Sisters have been with me for a while now because I love my job so much, and I sort of start on something and then I go, oh, this will look good, and oh, they do really need that though, and that does need another ruffle though, to be fair, and I do sort of
put your heart and soul into everything.
I really do. I really love it. So the Ugly Sisters are both in pink and black with more ruffles than is healthy. And they just look fabulous and vile.
Great combination.
Just awful. So it's got a very pink and black sea cucumber, underwatery, too much 1980s prom feel to it. So yeah, they're absolutely vile, and I can't wait to see them both in rehearsal soon. So yeah.
Yeah, so you've been doing this for how long now?
Nixon Point is a strange one because it's sort of my past as a performer. I would always sew my own dresses and my own costumes just because I couldn't afford to buy fancy things. So I'd always get a bit of sequin fabric and make myself a very simple wiggle it on bit of jewellery, wig, let's do this kind of dress, and I got better at it. And then other performers were like, where did you get that? And I go, I made it. And they say, can I have one? I go, yeah, all right. And it sort of grew from there. So it's about 6 years old, but I'd say it's been my full-time occupation for 4.
Wow.
So because when I was performing and travelling about, singing and whatever, when I wasn't doing that, I was sewing for people. So it was quite a busy time. So it did feel like spinning plates. And I realised that I was in love with the costume and the behind the scenes bit more than I was being on stage. So I love working really hard for my clients and seeing them put it on stage and it gets to move, and I love that. So yeah, and I like to work with people's visions as well. Like I like when a performer or an actor says, I've got this idea and it needs to look like this, and I love making it real. And then it's like, yeah, we made it real together. So I really love that part of it.
So you're connecting with the clients and turning their visions into reality?
Totally, yeah. And I think that because I enjoy fashion a lot myself, and I'm a bit of a chronic overdresser, really. I've got too many ties, to be honest.
Never too many.
Because I love ties and waistcoats and tailoring and all of that. So I enjoy fashion very much, and I've very much got a vision for myself. So I appreciate the effort and the money that can take sometimes. So, and I really take an active interest in how a client sees themselves and what they want to put out there, because it's not always easy sometimes.
No.
It's not always cheap either.
Of course not. Quality never is.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to contact you because there was a vision I had, how would I do that?
A lot of the stuff comes through Facebook, mainly because that's where I started, and a lot of people follow me on Facebook, Nixon Point, by the way. So some of it comes through Instagram. I really try very hard to get back to everybody. It is quite difficult because it never ends. I get 25 inquiries a week.
Wow.
That's it can be more than that. So it's an awful lot because drag, specifically because drag is so mainstream now.
Yeah.
And RuPaul's Drag Race and stuff, and people are doing pageants and this and that, and also because trans people or alternative lifestyle people, as it's known in the industry, are investing more in themselves and being more out about that, which is wonderful. So Facebook is good, Instagram is fine, but please bear with me. Oh. And I don't forget anyone. I've got the board, so there was lists of people that I need to get back to, which at the moment is clear. I know. So this bit is for people I've got to speak to. These are people that are getting back to me, and these are people that are definites.
Wow.
So usually I'll have an admin day where there's a list of people that I have to speak to. So yeah, but then each conversation is usually quite a lengthy discussion on ideas. So yeah.
So I heard you mention earlier you're sort of mainly on sort of drag and things like that. But what's the vision for the future, really? Is it to specialise in that area? I think wherever I go in fashion, and I'm still deciding, if I'm honest. Because I would say at present I'm a costumier. Okay. Costumer, and a seamstress. It's definitely not where I want to stay. Because I enjoy lots of different areas of fashion. I'm very interested in styling, and I love being on photo shoots and video shoots and stuff, because I am a person for detail. So I like going, wait. Yeah, I saw you recently on Facebook doing that. That was interesting.
It's so satisfying for me. But I also love shopping. I love I've done a bit of personal shopping with people, which I absolutely love. Because I'm just enthusiastic.
Do you see that sort of that side developing as well?
I hope so. It's definitely something I'd like to look at. I enjoy styling and being a personal stylist for people and personal shopping. I'd love that. I mean, give me a rich person's credit card and put me on the high street, and hey, well, that's just a good time. So, and I love helping people look great. Yeah. There's been a couple of friends of mine. I'm very, very interested in menswear. I wear menswear every day. And I'm very interested in tailoring also. So there's been a couple of people that I've known that have had job interviews or weddings or whatever, and they just go, I don't know. And I've been like, okay, let's do this. We're going to make you look awesome. So I really like that. So hopefully something like that in the future. But certainly for the moment, I'm interested in challenging myself in as many different areas of being a seamstress and a creator. So at the moment it's a panto, and who knows what that will lead on to. I'd certainly like to look at doing costume, or have a stab at doing some costumes for more theatre and filmy type things. But I'm certainly open to any opportunities that open up in the world of fashion generally, really. Yeah, it's a tough and competitive world. So it is, and it's a big one too. Yeah. You know, the fashion industry is massive, and there's lots of different areas in there. I'm definitely not a hair and makeup person. I'm definitely a clothing person. So yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Ooh, so is there anything you consider sort of being unique about the way that you approach things? I think that because as an LGBTQ person, LGBTQI, XYZ, Mark II, however that's going, but as a person in our community, I think there's a lot of fashion lovers amongst our community as well, and I think that because queer fashion's becoming a lot more mainstream and stuff like that, I feel that the way that I view it, I'm not wording myself very well. I think as a woman that enjoys wearing menswear, that's not necessarily an area that's been looked at that much, and I think that there's a lot of men wearing dresses and men in ladies wear, and that's definitely something that's very mainstream now, and there's a lot of people catering for that. But I find that with women who are interested in menswear or a different kind of look in that area, but also I find that with men generally, and not just in our community, to be dressed and to express themselves a little bit freer. And I still think, which is a little bit ridiculous, there's still a few guys that wouldn't necessarily wear a flowery shirt or be a, you know what I mean? Just being a little bit braver. So I'm probably not wording myself very well. No, I know what you mean. If you walk down the high street today, it's a lot of grey and black and white. It's beige, honey. It's beige. Yeah. So I think what's unique about myself
is that I'm very interested in my clients. I adore people very much, and I adore watching people be brave and be themselves and just push themselves a little bit out of their comfort zone. And I think fashion is a very lovely way to do that. And fashion is very transformative as well. It's very confirming for people. And I think that what's unique about myself is that I take a very active interest in that. And I like seeing people transformed in a way that they feel more themselves because of what they're wearing. And that's can be quite a personal journey sometimes, and that's what I really enjoy.
I've seen you quite a few times in various hats and
jewellery. Oh yeah, so I share the studio with my mum. She's back there in the kitchenette area. My mum does millinery. She's got a shop on Etsy, which is called Hats for Ladies. Hats for, the number 4, ladies. And my mum's been making hats and headpieces for years and years and years. So she's over there. She's doing her thing. I'm over here. We occasionally stop for a little bit of a bitching sesh. about current events.
No names,
of course. But we have a great time, and sometimes Mum will sort of work on headpieces to go with what I'm doing, and me and Mum have a riot. And I mean, she is my bio mum. She's my biological parent, but we are literally best friends. We're so similar, and we do have a laugh, and we've never argued.
So all you really need is somebody to come to you with an idea, and you'll do everything else for them.
Pretty much. I mean, we're sort of. I think what we're doing is very specific, and some people do come to me with what they'd like, and I go, I'm not the person for this.
Okay.
That does happen, because my skill set, however much I'm pushing it and wanting to grow it, isn't infinite.
Sure.
So sometimes people will come to me with something, and I'll just go, do you know what? This isn't for me. I wouldn't be able to do this for you. It's rare, but it does happen. But also, there's sometimes people come to me and go, could you make me this? And I go, honestly, you could buy it for about 70 quid over there.
Yeah. So what's your biggest challenge so far?
My biggest challenge, honestly, is the management of myself. Because the work is never ending. It's out there. I'm a very tenacious person, and I'm very much a yes person. I have got myself into a bit of trouble with that occasionally and said yes to too much. So it's a personal management thing and growing a business, because I'm a working class girl from a council estate, and I have no education at all. I don't have a GCSE or an A-level, nothing. I'm self-taught in everything that I do. So educating myself, pacing myself, not working too hard and exhausting myself is definitely the biggest challenge, honestly. And I think that when you are doing something creatively and seriously and doing it as a business person, there's a certain amount of social stuff that you get left behind on. You know, I can't go out until 2 o'clock in the morning anymore. And I'd love to.
Yeah.
And go and party like it's 1999, because honestly, sometimes I have to read a book about pattern cutting. And it's true, and come back and do invoices and do the boring. So I think that the biggest challenge is doing the boring stuff, behaving myself, so that I get to enjoy what I'm really, really passionate about.
So if you get a choice of anybody to work with or alongside, who would that be? At one time I would have said Lady Gaga, but she's very well catered for. Okay. I think Lizzo's amazing. I loved her iridescent leotard that she wore, I think Glastonbury. I thought that was fantastic. And also plus size is very much a challenge, which I really embrace. And technically some of the gentlemen that I make ladies wear for, or trans ladies, are technically plus size. Oh, okay.
Technically. Yeah. Because, I mean, in fashion terms, plus size is a 14.
Which is a bit ridiculous.
Which is a bit rude.
Yeah.
So plus size is a great challenge, and I really enjoy that. I'm not sure, actually. I think I really enjoy... I think I'll enjoy anybody who is looking to be a bit braver.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily them being famous or anybody important or whatever. I think it's just someone with a vision, someone who's looking to be a bit braver and helping them do that. That's the most pleasurable thing for me.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
Well, there we go.
Famous schmamous, anyway.
Yeah, well,
you know, whatever.
we're all famous.
They've got enough attention on them anyway.